Welcome to the Fasting Podcast, Wow, Wellness and Optimal Weight. I'm your host, Julie Phillips, certified natural health professional, bringing you episode 104, New Exercise System and Insights. Listen for the next 15 minutes to Dr. Doug Gabbert, who is a nutrition expert I have shadowed in multiple states and learned something new every time. And now he's bringing us insights and a new exercise system he personally invented and tested. And I'm about to test it as I'm recording this episode, looking for some of the podcast listeners who would like to test this out with me.
I believe everybody wants to live as long as they can and as healthy as they can. Well, in order to do that, you're going to have to maintain your muscle mass throughout your lifetime, according to the UCLA medical researchers who just came out recently with a study. And I quote, they said, greater muscle mass is linked to greater longevity. So what they found in their study was they compared it to people that were losing weight over a lifetime, those that were using the body mass index as a marker for longevity, and then those that were maintaining muscle mass throughout their lifetime. And they found that those that maintain greater muscle mass edged out everybody else when it came to longevity and living a healthier life. So taking that into consideration, it's important for us to realize that maintaining our muscles is a primary focus. And I think more and more doctors are going to start putting the emphasis on what can we do to maintain muscle mass. Let's talk about the muscles for a second here. Your body consists of over 600 muscles. It makes up almost 40% of your weight is muscle. So it contributes a lot to what your body does and how it functions. Now, most people lose an average of 5% of their muscle mass every 10 years after the age of 35. Now, since the human body closed pressurized system, losing muscle mass means losing pressure. Now, think of it as a tire on a bike. Look at the tube as your muscles and the frame of the bike as your joints. Now, when that tire starts to go flat, when you go over a bump, you feel that bump a whole lot more. It about rattles your teeth. Well, that's what happens to our joints. When the muscles start to atrophy over a lifetime, the joints start actually picking up more of the stress of activity. It's transferred more to the joints because there's not as much muscle there to pick up. So the joints wear away quicker. They become arthritic faster. And so it's very important for us to understand that muscles do more than what we think they do. When we start losing muscle mass, this actually leads to a loss of strength, balance, and coordination. As I just said, weakens the joint alignment and function. As a chiropractor, again, alignment of joints, especially the back. Muscles play an important part there. It doesn't do a whole lot of good if I manipulate the spine only to have someone who has just terribly weak muscles because they're going to lose that adjustment a lot quicker. We see a loss of microcirculation and lymph movement with a loss of muscle mass. There's a reduction in the youth element ATP, known as adenosine triphosphate, or ATP, which is really the fountain of youth in every cell. We have a loss of mental acuity and function. We'll see people their blood sugars go up, cholesterol go up with a loss of muscle mass. There's a deficiency of reparative proteins that are released from the muscles as they atrophy. And a weakening of the immune system, and the list just goes on and on and on. I think everybody knows that muscle mass plays a major role in athletic performance, agility, and the strength to do everyday tasks. But our muscles also play a vital role in our overall health. I think this is underappreciated. A lot is now being written about how much more muscles do than what we think. As an example, when you exercise muscles or stimulate muscles, they release stem cells, what they call satellite cells. These help to repair the muscle and also leak into the surrounding circulation. They travel throughout the body where they can repair other parts of the body. So again, it's going to be important for us to learn all of what muscles do so we get an appreciation of that. But how do we maintain them? How do we stimulate our muscles? And that's where the Total Flex exercise system comes in. It's really a revolutionary new way to condition muscles in less time. Now, the fitness market today they've forgotten their past, and they've evolved into a multi-billion-dollar industry that is more concerned about selling high-ticket items than really cost-effective ways of conditioning our muscles. So the TotalFlex system, really, I created it to help maintain and strengthen and regain muscle mass quickly and inexpensively by focusing on stimulating the proprioceptor system. Now, that's what really makes my program different and unique. We focus on the proprioceptor system, which is basically, it's a continuous loop of feedback between sensory receptors throughout the body and our nervous system. Now, these sensory receptors are located in your skin, your joints, your tendons, and muscles. There are, as an example, there's over 3,000 receptors just in your fingertips alone that pick up pressure, that when stimulated, they actually go and stimulate the brain. They stimulate the heart, muscles, other organs of the body. So when we can get to these receptors and stimulate them, they stimulate other parts of the body. And you'll find that as we age, most people are understimulated. The brain is understimulated. The heart is understimulated. Muscles are understimulated. So this program really focuses on stimulating that system, which is hooked up to everything else in the body. And we do that by using micro movements, pressure, total body flex, and angle adjustment training. So let's talk about those four things very quickly. Really, it begins with balance and micro movement. When the body's forced to find a place of balance on something that moves, it stimulates more sensory receptors, which in turn strengthens the muscles, improves coordination and microcirculation, posture, and mental acuity. The TotalFlex system naturally will help you perfect the art and the science of balancing your way to a stronger, healthier you. We also do total body flexing. What I mean by that is we put you in a position to perform a single exercise. And while you're doing that single exercise, we're trying to flex as many muscles as possible. The more muscles we contract, flex, the more stimulation of the proprioceptor system we achieve. And so we're not isolating a group of muscles. You'll see people go in and they'll work their biceps, or they'll work their shoulders, or they'll work their chest. What we're trying to do is to flex and contract as many muscles as possible in a single position. And that's really quite different than most other types of exercises. We add resistance by pushing into our flex balls, which push back. You get greater stimulation of the proprioceptors in your skin, joints, tendons, and muscles, which quickly tones and strengthens muscles. It also helps to release those stem cells for body rejuvenation, and it will increase cellular energy throughout the body for achieving greater levels of performance and health. And lastly, we also add angle adjustment training. Now, muscles contract in directions of the fiber, but not all portions of a muscle run at exactly the same angle. This is why exercising at different angles is so crucial. Stabilization of the body at every angle is important for coordination, balance, and accurate proprioceptor stimulation. And so the TotalFlex system takes into account this new science of varying exercise angles. The TotalFlex system combines these four fitness disciplines into a 20-minute workout that includes 15 different positions that are simple to do for children, adults, seniors, and athletes who want an edge over the competition. Now, I've taken some clinical results and I used a hospital-grade pulse meter, oximeter, and what we were recording was oxygen, pulse rate, and the microcirculation. Now, here I'm doing this on myself. I'm age 66, weigh about 193 pounds, almost 6 foot. And what I did is I took just 2 positions. Each position lasted 60 seconds. I started out with a resting heart rate of 77, and we were able to kick that up to 137 in just 2 minutes using just 2 positions. And you have to realize I didn't move my arms. I didn't move my legs. I wasn't swinging arms. I wasn't swinging legs. I wasn't on an elliptical, treadmill, bike. I was able to accomplish this without moving my extremities. That's huge for those that have arthritis, swelling in the joints, and that don't have much mobility. You're going to find our program works well for people that are in wheelchairs. People that are confined to a bed will thrive on this program. And so here we're able to prove that we can actually increase your heart rate very quickly without swinging arms and legs. Also, we saw an increase in oxygen in the blood, and we also saw an increase in microcirculation. So here are the results where we increased oxygen by 2%, heart rate by 78%, that's huge, and microcirculation by 28%. So here's an example of some positions. Like I said, these are just 4 positions out of the 15 or more that we offer. And the first, I am standing on the flex balls on 2 rings. I'm trying to naturally stay on those balls. Those balls are made of rubber, so they jiggle, and we want that jiggle effect. We want that to be somewhat unstable so that my body's fighting to stay on those balls. At the same time, I'm contracting my abdomen, my core. So I'm contracting that the whole time. And now I'm holding those 2 balls against my shoulder and I'm flexing into them and I'm holding that position too. So I've got a tremendous amount of muscles throughout the body all at once, flexing and holding and jiggling and trying to stay on those balls. So the proprioceptor system is just lit up. We're just maximizing stimulation of that system. So my heart rate's going up. It's stimulating my brain. My hormones, my endocrine system is lighting up because of that. So again, this is just a great way to stimulate the body, and especially our core temperature, our metabolism. And that feeling of heating up the internal core will last 2 to 3 days after you're done doing this type of workout. The second, we're in a sitting position in a chair. You can see how easy that is. I've got my toes pointed up. I'm pushing down on the ball. I've got squeezing in on that ball. I'm lighting up my legs, the deep 6 muscles of the butt, back, my shoulders, my chest, and then I move that top ball a little bit to the left, a little bit to right, maybe 3 inches very slowly is all we're doing there. The third, again, I'm pushing in. I've got a lot of muscles fighting there. I'm trying to stay on those balls. And then the core is unique in that I've got that 1 ball between my knees. I'm pushing in on that. I'm squeezing that ball. At the same time, I'm pushing down on the second ball into the ball underneath it, and my head is raised. My arms are moving that top ball a little up, a little down, and I'm doing that for a total of 60 seconds. So just those 4 positions will definitely get your proprioceptor system stimulated, and you're going to feel that like you've never had before. We're able to get to muscles you just can't get to with other forms of exercises. And again, working the body out as a whole instead of in segments. Huge difference for athletes. Instead of doing segmented exercises, if you're a robot, that probably works okay, but we compete in an arena that's 3D. Our body works as a total unit. So let's work it out as a total unit. A lot of benefits when you do that. And lastly, it's important for us to feed our muscles. One of the things that I've looked for over the years is I've looked at different protein drinks, shakes, you name it, as to what's out there that can really build, strengthen muscles. And one of the supplements that I've worked with for many years that has done so well is called Alpha PXP Royale. This is made from purple rice. They found a way to microrise it down into peptides and saccharides. That combination is a perfect fuel for the muscle cells. So if I want to support my muscles, which are made of peptides, I've got to get enough peptides from my diet in order to do that. And that's where most people fall down. When we look at the foods that we eat that have protein, or even the protein shakes, those protein shakes, still that protein has to be broken down into amino acid chains. Then those chains have to be broken down even further into peptides, where they can then be used to make energy at the cell level, help build muscle, support muscle. And so this product does it better than anything that I've seen on the market today. Combining a peptide with a sugar, that combination, the muscle cells recognize quite readily and instantly absorb it. And those that are under chronic stress, those that are, as you age, so does your digestive system. We just do not digest our protein foods very well because of how we cook them, process them. And then you throw some stress into that, you're just not going to digest very well. So this is a pre-digested food, comes in powdered form. Usually recommend 2 servings per day. And you're going to find that this supplement in combination with the Total Flex exercise system is why we achieve such quick results, because we're hitting 2 sides of the fence, so to say. We're hitting that proprioceptor system that stimulates everything, especially muscle growth. And then we're also feeding the muscles with something that you just can't find down at your local health food store. So that's the Total Flex system. It's very simple, but yet very effective.
If you would like to participate in the new exercise program, email me, Julie, at jpwowprograms.com. Check out our website at jpwowprograms.com. And please refer others. And remember, stay positive, focused, and determined, because where the mind goes, energy flows.